let's talk about the team that won tonight for a moment.
Yeah.
First off, it looks very different. Kentucky basketball looks quite different. I use the term baptism. It felt like a baptism back into the national map when they're a winner tonight for Big Blue Nation, which was on fire. If I had told you Jackson Robinson would not have a made field goal, Amari Williams would go 3 for 12, a bunch of things did not go right, and yet they would win. What does tonight represent for Mark Pope and Big Blue Nation?
I think just validation that he was the right guy.
The right choice,
now, again, it's still one game.
Of course.
It's still one game, so let's not get carried away and put Mark Pope in the Hall of Fame yet. But it was a huge win on the biggest stage in the non-conference. So I think it just made Big Blue Nation feel better about the fact that, okay, you know what? Because I think still some of them were like, we let Cal go. Like, he's still John Calipari. He still won a national title and had it rolling early on. And Mark Pope, frankly, hadn't done that much in the tournament.
I think what this system shows is if I'm a high school kid out there, I'd love to play in this system.
Well, we know you would.
I would. I would love to play.
I see he's there licking his chops.
Hey, man, listen. I would love to play in it, but no, it was impressive to watch. I think obviously everyone feels like he was the right guy for the job, but more importantly, they had to say something because this team was picked 7th in the SEC.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're finishing there.
And we said
you
that.
said that. Yeah, you said that early.
I said that earlier. I said it when I first saw him. I was like, hey, this team was. Well, there's not 6, 7 better teams in the league than him. This team will finish much higher than that.
But also, like, just to push back on that, like, Alabama was number 1 in the country for a reason. The preseason.
Auburn looked pretty good.
Auburn beat Vermont by 50 and won at Houston.
After that, though,
Tennessee went into Louisville and beat them by 22.
It's the best conference in the country.
Kentucky is a very, very good team, and there are a lot of really good teams in that league as well.
We've got a break.
One question real quick on Kentucky, okay? Dagan, I love you. Dagan, I love you. I'm sorry. There's 2,300.
Got a break, and he says, I got one more thing.
There's 2,300 Kentucky fans watching this right now. I'm going to do what I want to do.
There you go. Executive decision, Rob. Go ahead.
All right. So my biggest concern with Kentucky heading into this season was whether or not they had a dude that you could give the ball to at the end of a game to go make a play, right? I didn't know if they had that, like, all right, things are bogged down. There's 10 seconds left. We need a bucket. Who do you give it to, guy? I thought it would be Jackson Robinson. No. He was not ready for it tonight.
No.
Should I be bought into Andrew Carr and or Otego Owe being that guy? Is that a valid concern, or am I just off base?
I think it's those two guys because they give them a chance to attack the paint different. Everybody else, I think it's whether it's Brea, whether it's Robinson, everybody else is the 3-point shooters. That's what they want to do. That's what they do. Those two guys give them the ability to say, get in the paint, finish. I think Carr does it off of he can turn and face a big if you put a slower big on him. Mm-hmm. And then when he sets in ball screens, because he can shoot, you got to switch. And them throwing it inside. That's why he's invaluable to this team and why he shows up in those moments. Because when they're in the middle of one of those stretches where they're 0 for 5 and it gets it's the guts of the game. Like we saw. Run a ball screen, you have to switch. And when you do, you can throw it inside. We were talking about that during the game. They've done it several times looking for a basket for him. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a recipe they're going to use all year long. So that part I don't worry about.
He was terrific tonight. He was
tough.
And yeah, to me, he's the one piece that you're like, he's got to be on the court. He's got to be on the court 30-ish minutes.
Yeah.
All the other guys, it kind of depends on matchups. Obviously, Lamont Butler. I give him credit. Lamont Butler he attacked, especially in transition. He attacked. He got to the line. You know, and again, I just thought they kind of wore him down at the end. They hung around. They wore him down. They made plays.
The experience show.
Yeah, right. I agree with that. I think in Duke's freshmen kind of looked like freshmen at the very end.
Brandon Garrison also made a couple of big plays. There's the thing, Rob. I wouldn't be overly concerned about it because I think it can be interchangeable. They have a couple of different – Carr's the one who has to be on the floor.
Well, it's going to be
Robinson's
whoever's
never
hot.
going to be that
Whoever's
awful.
playing well, matchups.
Brea could have a huge night.
It's either one of those guys. They just need a couple of guys hitting shoot. They were 10 to 25. They got so many 3-point shooters. What they don't have is another guy like Otego Owe. Another guard that gets to the rim,
make a play,
puts pressure on you, and can make a play.
Yeah.
I think those two
But
guys.
like
why I think
Kerr's great for their energy. You could see like he gives them that, right? He gives them a guy who's been
Ability
there
to make
before.
shots.
Yeah, and the Stones to like he took like a
He just-
30-footer.
Oh yeah, no,
he took some
just
ridiculous
backed
shots
up and,
tonight.
like, whatever.
And
he ain't afraid.
No, he is not. There's
That
no
he's
moment too
not.
big for him.
Coming up after the break, we'll have an honest discussion about Cooper Flagg, who had a huge night and who now is going to be, well, the lead storyline on every single show in America when we wake up. What does Jeff Goodman think of that? What does Rob Dobson think of that? What does this guy think of Cooper Flagg? Plus, Bill Self made some history tonight, and Hunter Dickinson talked quite a bit about it. We're going to talk about the Kansas Jayhawks, who were a winner over Michigan State. And Michigan State, they could use a jump shooter, maybe.
And a big guy.
We'll talk about that and more. This is
lot.
After Dark from Atlanta, and we are actually taking a break.